What's for dinner, guys? We all draw a blank sometimes, especially when we're trying to cook healthy meals that are also inexpensive. In this video, I'm taking you through an entire week's worth of meals, that's 7 nights, with my large family. I'm going to show you exactly what we're eating and hopefully give you some really good ideas on cheap, healthy meals that you can try at home too. So let's get cooking. Okay, so this video is not going to be overly long, but it is definitely the video that has taken me the longest to film of any other video I've done in YouTube, because I put the time and effort into filming this every single night for an entire week. It was a lot of work, but I love you guys, so it was totally worth it. As I'm going through each meal, I'm going to try something a little different, and I'm actually going to put on the screen how much each meal cost per serving or per person. I just feel like this is a really good idea because when some people say cheap meal, like they might mean like, oh, this meal cost only $50 for my family. It was cheap. I don't call that a cheap meal. So I thought I would include actual amounts with this so you really can get a good idea on how much it'll cost you for your family. Are you guys ready? Without further ado, let's get started on meal number 1. It's Seafood Sunday tonight. Tonight I'm doing shrimp tacos with spicy garlic aioli sauce. A way to save on this meal is to buy your shrimp frozen and make sure you're waiting until it is on sale to buy it. It definitely can be stored in your freezer for a couple months, so buy it when it's on super sale to make it more affordable. Before I get the shrimp cooking, I'm going to make the aioli sauce because it needs to sit in the fridge for a while. So you're going to take about 3/4 cup of mayo. Add to that 2 to 3 tablespoons of lemon juice, 2 to 3 cloves of minced garlic, and then salt and pepper to taste, as well as adding some chili powder if you want a little kick. My husband is helping me tonight and he's gonna stir this all together, and then we're gonna pop it in the fridge while we get everything else prepped. The shrimp I saute in butter. I'm just eyeballing up how much butter I need here. It'll depend for you how much shrimp you're using. I've got probably about 1/4 cup of butter, as well as a couple tablespoons of lemon juice, another couple cloves of garlic, salt, and pepper. The trick with making this shrimp extra yummy is that you are going to cook and saute this until the butter and the lemon juice have kind of reduced at least in half, and so that you don't have too much sauce or watery substance left from the shrimp. It's just a nice kind of caramelized, yummy, shrimpy mess. And to add lots of health to this dish, we're chopping up an abundance of veggies. So that is chopped lettuce, onion, tomato, and pepper. For dessert, we're having some homemade canned peaches. You can just buy canned fruit at the store, obviously, but we like to can ours ourselves just for the flavor, and it's yummy Ontario peaches. So this amount of peaches for our entire family cost about $1. And the shrimp plus all of the ingredients that went into the shrimp tacos cost $15. So if you add that up, that's $16. Let's divide that by 8 people because I do have a large family, and you can see that this entire meal, including our fruit for dessert, cost about $2. Not bad if you ask me, and we even had lots of leftovers for me to enjoy the next day. All right, it's Monday night, and if your Mondays are anything like mine, they are super crazy. Mondays are a busy, busy day of the week, so I'm gonna do something really easy this week, and that is chicken burgers. I know breaded chicken burgers aren't the most healthy, but I really feel that by buying white meat chicken burgers from the store and baking them in your oven, as opposed to barbecuing or deep frying them like oftentimes fast food restaurants do, you are turning this into a much healthier option for your family. As a side dish, instead of French fries, I'm going for a healthier alternative, and that is baked squash wedges. So I have butternut squash here that I have peeled and seeded and chopped up. This butternut squash cost me probably about 2 cents because I grew it in my garden with a whole bumper crop of squash this year. I simply chop it up and I toss it in olive oil, herbs, and spices, and I bake it in the oven for 60 to 90 minutes until you see it is soft and the outsides are starting to caramelize. Just like with our shrimp wraps, we are piling our burgers high with lots of veggies, lettuce, tomato, onion, and toppings like our homemade relish and a bit of mayo. For dessert, it's canned fruit again. We do eat a lot of that in the winter here. We're having applesauce. This is pure, unadulterated applesauce with no sweeteners, no additives, nothing added whatsoever, and it tastes delicious. My husband and kids made our applesauce this year out of good old Ontario Paula Reds, and we did get bushels and bushels of apples for a really good price. So this jar of applesauce is also probably less than $1, actually, probably about 50 cents worth of apples. As I mentioned already, our squash, plus let's include the olive oil and herbs and spices here. Let's be generous and say that it cost about $1 to make the squash side dish. And my chicken burgers are where the real savings are. So I have a box of store brand chicken burgers. There's 8 burgers here, and it cost me $4.97. Now, anyone who's been to a fast food restaurant lately knows that if you go to McDonald's or anywhere else to get a big chicken burger, you're looking at about, just for the burger, not for the whole meal, about $6.99. So I bought 8 burgers plus the price of the buns and all the veggies and toppings for it for about $8. That means this meal was under $10 or about $1.25 per person. Cheap, easy, healthy, delicious. It's Tuesday and I'm making one of my son's favorite meals tonight, and that is spaghetti. But it's going to be spaghetti with a twist. You'll see a theme here that we really had a bumper crop of squash in our garden this year, and it's fine by me to use squash twice a week, and even 2 nights in a row, as long as I'm cooking it differently. So we're gonna have spaghetti squash tonight. So in place of the traditional grain-based spaghetti noodles, we are having our spaghetti squash as the base. We're topping it with my homemade tomato sauce that we got from our garden tomatoes, as well as ground beef. You could totally use canned tomato sauce from the store and a spaghetti squash you brought from the store. Not everyone gardens and preserves like I do. I totally realize that. On top, we're going to sprinkle some nice mozzarella cheese to give it just that extra punch of flavor and goodness. On the side, I'll serve a garden salad and let my kids choose what dressing they want. For dessert, we're gonna have yogurt parfaits. So I have this yogurt that I bought with a coupon that was about $1, and we are topping that with some of my husband's homemade granola. It just makes for a nice, healthy, yummy dessert. So tonight's dessert has about $2 worth of ingredients. Our side salad is about $3 worth of vegetables and dressing. My spaghetti squash, again, was 5 cents. It might cost you more if you're going to the store. Our ground beef was $4, and our sauce was about 50 cents, but again, you might be buying yours at the store. At the most, this meal is costing $12, which, if you do the math, is about $1.50 per person for a super healthy, full and filling meal. It is Wednesday, middle of the week. We made it, woohoo! Wednesday nights at our house are super busy. We have a couple kids that attend like a kids club, a couple that go to a youth group. We also have a couple kids who do dance on Wednesday nights, so we are on the road. That means it's a crock pot meal night. Just because we're busy doesn't mean we're just gonna go to the drive-thru and eat out. I can plan this ahead and make a meal that will be in the crock pot ready for us whenever we're in the kitchen. And tonight it's going to be a vegetarian meal. I try to work in a vegetarian meal to our roster once a week. What about you guys? Do you guys like to eat vegetarian, or are you like a strictly meat and potatoes type of family? So for my vegetarian chili, I'm using tomatoes that we canned from our garden once again. I throw in about 2 cans of tomatoes. I've got a can of mixed beans and also a couple cans of baked beans. The key here is to buy the store brand, because honestly, beans, is anybody really telling the difference in your chili, whether you bought Hunt's beans or you bought the store brand? No one is going to be able to tell you guys. Everyone likes my chili and nobody knows the difference. I'm also adding lots of veggies in here. So I've got mushrooms, as well as onions, garlic, herbs and spices, salt, pepper, and chili powder. So there you go, a wonderful musical first course for my family. For dessert, we're gonna have some fresh melon. This was on sale at the store this week for $1.88. Can't beat that price, and my kids love a good cantaloupe. The ingredients for my chili cost $6, and as I mentioned already, the melon was about $2. So this was $8, probably the cheapest meal we've had yet this week, which works out to $1 per person. By the way, if you're interested in how I meal plan and get variety into our meals each week, I do have a video all about that I will link for you in case you want to watch it when you're done watching this one. I'll also pop it in that description box below. All right, it's Thursday, and we are having such a good meal tonight. We are having turkey, wild rice, and honeyed carrots. This turkey was a fabulous deal. We have an extended family member who got this turkey at a really good price for us because they have family who work at a local turkey plant that does butterball turkeys, that type of thing. So this was literally probably like a quarter of the price I would pay in the grocery store for turkey legs. So to dress up this turkey, my hack is to top it with salad dressing. It just gives it that extra zing and flavor when you're baking it that my kids really enjoy. And I do too. We've got rice here and also honeyed carrots. These carrots we did grow ourselves. Man, are you sensing a theme here on how cheap your meals are when you grow things yourself? But the reason I like to do honeyed carrots is because I do feel it's a bit healthier for you than doing carrots that are loaded with like butter and salt in order to get them to taste good. If you cook them up and you just glaze them with some honey, they're so delicious and a lot lower in fat. So my carrots here cost me about 10 cents. It would cost you more if you didn't grow them. We're also having canned pears for dessert. In this case, we got these pears for free from my aunt when we canned them. Thank you so much, Aunt Susan, if you're watching. But if you were getting canned pears from the store, you know, it might cost you a couple dollars. But it's a good, healthy dessert that has lots of fiber in it. And the turkey we're having tonight is about $5 worth of turkey. So this meal was $10 at the most. Woo! This has just been a great week for meal prices, if you ask me. Hey guys, let's have a thumbs up break. If you are liking this video so far and you've gotten some good ideas to use for your family, please give me a big thumbs up below. It will help the video out. It will help more people to see it on YouTube. And I would just really appreciate it. Thanks, guys. Okay, Friday night. School is done for the week. It's time to celebrate. We're gonna have chicken enchiladas. To make a healthier version of chicken enchiladas, I do use white chicken meat, and this is just store-bought that I've gotten from the store because I didn't have time to cook it myself this week. So this will be on the pricier end of my meat cost this week because it was $10 worth of meat. I like to use whole wheat or multigrain wraps just to give ourselves more fiber and nutrition in the meal. Inside with that chicken is going lots of veggies like peppers and onions and our homemade salsa, as well as some cheese. We wrap these up. We top them with our homemade salsa once again, as well as some sour cream and grated cheddar cheese. This many enchiladas for our huge family cost me about $20 to make. We're just gonna chop up some Macintosh apples and have some fresh Ontario apples for dessert. This time of year, the apples are right in season and they taste so good. Am I right, you guys? One way I did save on this meal is to buy store brand wraps versus name brand like Dempster's or something like that. The store brand wraps are about half to 2/3 the cost of the brand name wraps. And in the case of enchiladas, no one is going to tell if you have a Dempster's wrap or you have a Selection brand wrap, you guys. No one's going to know, and you may as well save yourself some money. So this meal, all told, was about $24 or about $3 per person. And our last night of the week is a Saturday night. Saturday nights, we like to do dinner and a movie at our house. Normally, we eat around the table just as a really good family habit to all sit down together to eat. And on Saturday nights, we like to do a movie night in the living room. And this often involves pizza. To make pizza healthier, I like to do English muffin pizzas. Have you guys ever done this before? It's super easy. We use whole wheat English muffins, and they're actually a lot healthier for you than traditional pizza dough would be, and they make the perfect size for little individual sized pizzas. So we put different toppings on. So we have our pizza sauce and cheese, as well as canned pineapple, mushroom, pepper, onions, and a little bit of chopped meat. My kids love these. They gobble them up. I'm also making a side salad, and I'm going to do a coleslaw tonight. So a lot of us get stuck on doing lettuce salads or Caesar salads. Have you considered doing coleslaw with your kids? Maybe you think your kids would hate it, but you'd be surprised. My kids love coleslaw. And I'm doing a healthy little vinaigrette sauce. I will link the recipe for this vinaigrette right here in case you want to watch it. It's just a really good sweet sauce for not just coleslaw, but lots of other things. It makes a great marinade too. And cabbage is so packed full of healthy properties and is one of the cheapest vegetables you can buy at the store. I bought a massive cabbage here for $1 and it'll last a couple weeks worth of meals. For dessert, we're just gonna have a mix of fresh fruits that are left over in our kitchen to eat some things up, and it's kids' choice. They always like when they get to choose whether they can have like a banana or an orange or an apple or some berries or some grapes. All told, this meal was also about $24 or $3 per person. Hey guys, so those were my meals for the week. Did any of it give you inspiration? I hope it helped you. If it did, and you are not yet a subscriber for this channel, I really encourage you to subscribe so you don't miss any future videos. And right now, I'm going to link some of those very videos. So let's keep this watch party going, you guys. I'm so glad that you joined me this week in my kitchen as a guest at my table, and I can't wait to see you in the next video. For the least, this is Jen.